So I just realized that in my introduction video for this car, I never showed you under the hood, and it's actually a lot cooler than it was in the Mustang. In the Mustang, it was just the engine, there was nothing cool about it. But in this car, they've actually done some engine bay dress up straight from the factory, so might as well show it off. So here under the hood, we do have an engine cover that says Turbo GDI. We have our airbox or filter right here. Battery has a little positive battery cover, fuse box, you know, all your normal stuff. The little turbo is actually mounted right to the back. You won't be able to see it, but it's right down there. It's mounted right onto the back of the engine, so straight out of the exhaust manifold, straight into the turbo. And then this is the cold side of the turbo, so it's pulling from this airbox here. So we could, in theory, modify this, get a nicer air filter, squeeze a couple more horsepowers out of there. Also, another cool thing with the whole engine dress up, it comes with these strut rods. In my installing carbon fiber parts video for the Mustang, I installed also some of these in the engine bay, which is kind of funny because I crashed the car about a month and a half later, so really didn't serve any time. The only day that I opened the hood with the hood struts installed was the day that I installed them. I never had to open it after that, so kind of a waste of $200. Alright, something's up with my car. I'm gonna throw it in park. Okay, so I was driving along and there was this weird crunching sound. It almost sounded like a can fell out of my car or something. Then throttle response went all off and I got a check engine light. And I was like, okay, what just happened? So I downshifted twice because I always drive with the paddles, and then I accelerated and didn't get full throttle response. Foot was to the floor and it was climbing extremely slowly. I was like, okay, that's weird, but I was super close to home, so I just pressed through. The check engine light went away, but the car isn't idling right. I got to a stop sign and the car was acting really, really weird, and as I took off, it made a weird sound. I had the windows down so I could hear. And now that I'm sitting here, the whole car is shaking. The engine is going, and it's not holding an idle. It is now, but it wasn't. It was going around, the needle was going from 750 RPM to 1,000 RPM. Something's going on. What's that clicking noise? I was just showing you under the hood earlier in today's video. I get it. The key's out of the car. How long does that beep go? Okay. Okay. See, it's not idling right. It's just speeding up and slowing down. Listen to that. And then it speeds up. I don't really know what happened. I'm gonna look at it a little bit more, shine a flashlight onto the car, because obviously it came from underneath, and then that affected the idle. I don't know. Okay, so the meter is bouncing from 500 RPMs to 750. It sounds like there's kind of a hole in the exhaust system somewhere, because listen, when I rev it, it sounds like a go-kart as it starts. It's like do-do-do-do-do, and then it's a nice clean rev. Listen again. Watch the RPMs as well. That is not normal. All right, as I pulled it in, the whole car shook as I gave it any throttle whatsoever. So we're gonna shut it off. Okay, now start up. Give it a second. There it goes, there's that clicking. And I can feel the car shaking. The car's shaking back and forth. I just got to check engine light. We're gonna rev it. That's not that nice clean rev. Alright, we started it up again. We don't have an OBD2 scanner, we don't have jack stands, we don't have anything, but there's an AutoZone literally less than 5 minutes from here. So they will run the OBD2 port and the ECU for free for the check engine light. Look, now it's just permanent on. So I'm going to go over there, have them run the check engine light, and see what the car's ECU thinks is wrong. Right, so because of COVID, they can't just run it, so they gave me the OBD2 scanner, so we are going to plug it into the port. My car is locked. We're gonna plug it into the port. OBD2. Turn on the ECU. That's AC mode. That's on. Error. Done. Check engine light. Okay, now I gotta bring it back, and he said he'll tell me what the code is. The code ran as a misfiring cylinder. So that would explain the oscillation, the weird shaking, the lack of throttle response. It's just, if a cylinder timing is off, it's gonna throw the whole thing off. All right, so this morning we're taking Father's Honda Accord because my car is broken. Inline 4-cylinder. Fixed. All right, so the next day, well, it is now the next day, I went to school, took my dad's car, like you saw this morning, and then my dad took my car to the repair place. They checked it out and diagnosed it. Basically, 2 of the spark plugs were kind of not broken, just old, you know? So, anyway, they replaced the spark plugs. They replaced the spark plug boots, because that's actually what was broken. 2 cylinders, the boots that actually feed power into the spark plugs, were shot. So whenever I was like doing all that stuff with whenever the engine was actually screwed up, it was running on 2 cylinders. So that would kind of explain why the car had no power. But now it's fixed. Everything's good. They also ran some flush through the fuel rails and all of that. So now we have clean fuel into the fuel rails, and we have both new spark plugs and new spark plug boots. Right, so everything's said and done. It's all fixed now. I know this was a really weird episode. The car just kind of broke. I told you it broke. We diagnosed it and then got it fixed. So now we have a working, running car that we can make content with, drive to school with, and just all in all have fun with. Also, modifications, I can't say coming soon because I haven't ordered any, but at the same time, I also can't say not coming soon because I'm starting to make a list, and it's gonna be fun. And just like that, we've gone from talking about a car being broken, now being fixed, to eating a good slice of pizza.